Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to give you my action movie of the week. An action classic. And today's action classic is Taken. Yes, Liam Neeson's Taken. Now, Taken to me is an action classic for a multitude of reasons. Not one of the big ones being that this was one of the first movies that surprised me. I saw Taken for the first time with my good friend Willie. We were going to the movies. We needed a movie to watch. We were bored. We went to the movies and we just kind of picked out a movie. We just wanted to watch something. We saw Taken. It was an action movie. Never even saw a trailer for the damn thing. Saw it absolutely blown away. And Taken is one of those cool movies because it mixes two of the genres I love. First of all, it's an action movie. It's an action thriller, which is one of my favorite type of genres. And it's, as I've said before on many of the other classics, I'm a huge fan of situational things taken out of, blown up to the maximum proportions. When those maximum proportions. But this is a crazy kind of situation. I mean, his daughter kidnapped by, kidnapped by people who want to sell her to the highest bidder, that's just all awful, traffic, that's just an awful thing, and it's a thing that happens in real life, is young girls getting picked up all the time off the streets and made into the drug trading stuff. And the idea that would happen to his little girl, to this man's little girl, it's like an insane thing. And Liam Neeson, it's just such a crazy thing, but it's a real thing that could happen in real life. But usually, if that ever happened, the best a parent can do is maybe call the cops, hope that the FBI, but you're just in a line of people whose daughters were taken at that point. So it's like, you just hope for the best and hope maybe they can find your daughter, hope maybe they bust some guy and your daughter happened to be a part of it, but give them information, maybe they can find these guys. But that's the best you can do, is just give out information, but not fucking Liam Neeson. And that's the you didn't know, and it created an entire genre. Taken created an entire subgenre in the action community of older, unassuming people being badasses. After him, you would get Ian Mirren from in Red and things of that nature. You'd get Liam Neeson a bunch of times, but you would get a lot of that in movies after. After Taken, there was a huge flux in older people who you wouldn't expect can still go, but being able to still go. And it was a cool little genre. They still do it occasionally, not as much as they used to, but it was a cool little genre for a while there. And the idea is, you just don't know who you're fucking with. And that was one of the fun things about Taken. You can understand his emotions. You can understand why he was so pissed off. And all these skills and all these people he's probably killed over his life, he put that behind him and he had to take that motherfucker out to go save his daughter. And I loved it. I mean, it had one of the most iconic action movie lines of all time. I have a particular set of skills. I mean, come on! Taken is an action classic. Now, I know it's kind of become, not a joke over the years, but the sequels have definitely done a bit of damage on the I'd say on the reputation of Taken, but don't forget, the first Taken was a fantastic action thriller. It had a lot going for it. It was filmed very well. It had a great score. Liam Neeson was a badass in that movie, and he was a believable badass in that movie. Unlike the other ones that happened afterwards, where you're just like, okay, but he was a believable badass. You wanted him to win. You were on his side. You hated these people. It had a realistic feel to it, especially the ending. The ending when he just popped that motherfucker right in the head. I was like, yep. I mean, he was the shit. And every parent was just like, go, go, go. And and the movie does speak to parents and does speak to you on a personal level, because you would like to think, and that's another charm to the movie, you would like to think you would go that extra mile to save your daughter. If your daughter was kidnapped, you would like to think you would go to the lengths this man would go to save her. And that's the charm, and that's the heart of the movie. That's the real heart of the movie, is that you relate to him, because you can put yourself in his position, because the situation of your daughter being kidnapped and put in the sex trade is a realistic thing. Your daughter could literally be walking down the road and get picked up in a black van. It could happen. And since that's such a realistic thing, and you can kind of live in his rage a bit and kind of go, if that was my daughter, I would do everything he's doing. I would do every single thing he's doing. Everything he's doing is justified. You feel it. You're just like, they asked for it. Like, at a certain point, you do gotta go, man, it's a little bit, but hey, I mean, this dude went hardcore. Oh, and he shot his friend's wife. Gave her a flesh wound. He didn't want to kill her, but when he shot her, she's like, this is the lengths I would go to, man. And in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'd probably go to those lengths to save my daughter too. I give Taken a 9 out of 10 as an action movie. It is a fantastic action movie. And as a movie, I give it a 9 out of 10 as well. Taken is one of my all-time favorite action movies. I think it has a lot going for it. It's been tainted by the sequels and, you know, how bad those sequels were, and that's kind of become the perception of Taken. But Taken is a great movie. The original Taken, if you haven't seen the original Taken in a while, and you let those other movies fuck with your perception, go back and watch the original Taken. It is fantastic. Thank you guys for joining the Complicated Movie Show. I'll see you in the next one.